Hi children, good morning to all. So we are going to start our maths class. So children, are you watching your YouTube classes? So in the last class I have given some activity. I have asked you to watch the YouTube classes and to read the textbook, and I have informed you to do the homework. Do you remember children? Have you completed your activity? So it is based on the adjacent angle, linear pair, complementary angle. That was your activity, right? So I hope all have completed your activity. So today we are going to continue with our exercise problems. Okay, today we'll be seeing more about adjacent angles, then how to find the complementary angles. All these problems we are going to see in today's session. Okay, children. So before starting the session, I have informed the last class itself, before starting the YouTube classes, before watching your YouTube classes, you have to keep a rough note, a pencil, and your maths textbook and classwork note. Okay children, so I'll just informed you in the previous class itself, so please follow that. Okay children, so whenever I say something, you can note it down, you can do a small calculation, so the classes will be interesting to you. Simply you're watching the classes, it won't be good. Okay, so I think all had your breakfast and you have set for watching your YouTube classes, right? So hope we'll start the session children. So we are continuing with our chapter 5, lines and angles. Okay, so now let's begin the session. So we'll continue with our exercise problems. So the first question, an angle is greater than 45 degree. So one angle that is greater than 45 degree, is its complementary angle greater than 45 degree or equal to 45 degree or less than 45 degree? To understand the question children, they are explaining one angle, that angle is greater than 45 degree. Okay, that angle will be always greater than 45 degree. The angle which they are going to give, given angle is greater than 45 degree. You consider like that. The given angle is greater than 45 degree. So they are asking what will be the complementary angle, whether the second angle will be greater than 45 degree or less than 45 degree or equal to 45 degree. Understood the question? So one angle they have given, that angle is greater than 45 degree. So what will be the second angle, whether that angle will be greater than 45 degree or less than 45 degree or equal to 45 degree. So what is complementary angle children? When you add two angles, you should get 90 degree. That is complementary angle. Okay. So here the given angle. For example, just I'll give an example, then we will see the calculation part. Okay. So consider one angle, the given angle. We'll take the given angle as x. So in the question they have mentioned the given angle is greater than 45 degree. So the given angle we are taking it as x. So greater than 45 degree means, okay, what will be the next number after 45? So we'll check for 46. Okay, we will check for 46. So given angle, one angle is 46, and the second angle they are asking whether it is greater than 45 degree or equal to 45 degree or less than. So that angle we don't know, so we'll take that as y. Okay, y is equal to, so 46 plus y is equal to complementary angle, so equal to 90 degree. So we want to find out whether the y is equal to 45 or less than 45 or greater than 45. So now y is equal to, equation method, y is equal to 90 minus 46. Y is equal to 90 minus 46. What answer you are getting? Subtract it. You will be getting the answer y is equal to 90 minus 46, y is equal to 44, right? You are getting the answer 44. So y is equal to 44 degree. So whether 44 is greater than 45 or less than 45 or equal to 45, it's less than, right? Y is less than 45 degree. So when less than 45. Okay, so the given angle, the first angle what they have given in the question, they have mentioned that is greater than 45. So always keep in mind the second angle, that is y angle will be less than 45. Then only we will get the answer 90, right? If you want, I have checked here. This is an example, okay? 46 I have taken it as example, okay children? You can check it for any number. So I have started with 46 because 45 x is greater than 45, so I have started with the next number 46. You can check it for 47 or 50 or 52. So for any number which is greater than 45 you can check it, but it should be less than 90 because when you add the two angles the answer should be 90, complementary angle. So you can check till 89. If you want you can check it for 89, 47 or 52. Now understood children? The given question they have mentioned x given angle, one angle, so we are taking that as x, that is greater than 45 degree. So what will be the other angle? When we add that two angle, the answer is 90 degree. So what will be the second angle, whether it is equal to 45 degree or less than 45 degree or greater than 45 degree. So if x is greater than 45, then y will be always less than 45. Then only when we add we will get the answer 90. Okay children, so these questions you have to think and answer it. So complementary angle means when we add two angles you should get the answer 90 degree. So you want to think if x is greater than 45, what will happen to y? Y should be less than 45. Then only when we add up we will get the answer 90. So for your understanding only I have taken x is equal to 46 here. So now understood. Now let's see the solution how we are writing. So let the complementary angle be x and y. The two angles I am taking it as x and y. You can take any variable. I have taken here x and y. Then x plus y is equal to 90 degree because it's a complementary angle. So when I add x and y, I should get 90 degree. So that I am writing this x plus y is equal to 90 degree from the question because it is given in the question. It is a complementary angle. So x plus y is equal to 90 degree. Then given, what is given in the question? They have mentioned an angle is greater than 45 degrees. So we'll take that angle as x. So x is greater than 45. That we are writing from the question. Next, x plus y is equal to 90 degrees. So in the place of x, 45 degree, right? So we can write x is equal to 90 minus y. So y will be always less than 45. Okay. Complementary angle is less than 45 degree. So if you want you can write this example or else you can write like this. Okay children, if you want you can write like this. You can give an example. Given we are taking x value as 46 and you can do that method, or else you can write simply like this and write down complementary angle is less than 45. Y is equal to less than 45 degree. Okay, I have explained in both method. You can follow any one. Anyway, at the last line you have to write y is less than 45 degree. So if x is greater than 45, then y should be less than 45. Then only we'll be getting the answer. When we add, we'll get the answer 90 degree. Okay, children, now understood. You can write with an example or you can write like this. Any method you can follow it. But the final answer should be written clearly that y is less than 45 degree. Okay children, now let's see the next problem. So the next question, in the adjoining figure. So they'll be giving a figure and they'll be giving the questions. You want to write the answers according to the given figure. So is angle 1 adjacent to angle 2? We want to see whether angle 1 is adjacent to angle 2. So what is adjacent angle children? Adjacent angle means you will have a common vertex point, you will have a common arm, then you will have a non-common arms. So here angle 1 OA and angle 2 means OE. So you have here OC as a common arm, O as a common vertex point, then we have non-common arms OA and OE. So angle 1 and 2 are adjacent angles. So yes, it is an adjacent angle. So next question, is AOC adjacent to AOE? So where is AOC? AOC and AOE are adjacent angles. They have a common vertex point O, but they are not having a, they don't have no non-common arms on opposite side of a common arm, because AOC is different. The next one is AOE. So they don't have a non-common arm. So it is not a adjacent angles. So when you find it, before that you should be clear with the definition. What is adjacent angles? Adjacent angle means you should have a common vertex point, you should have a common arm, and you should have non-common arms. So if these three conditions is not satisfied, then it is not an adjacent angle. So keep that in mind. Maybe you will have one or two point you will have common, but the third point is not satisfying, means we cannot consider it is an adjacent angle. Okay children. Now let's see the next question. Do COE and EOD form a linear pair? Okay. So where is COD? So this is COD and EOD, EOD. So you have a straight line and OE is a common arm, and you have the angles formed here is these two angles. So linear pair means what? When you add the two angles, you should get 180 degree. So when you add the two angles, you should get 180 degree. Then we can say it's a linear pair. So this is a straight line, and the angles formed on the straight line, when you add up, you will get 180 degree. So yes, COE and EOD is a linear pair. That's why you have to be thorough with your definitions. So linear pair means what? When you add the two angles, you should get 180 degree. So yes, it's a straight line. Linear pair angles will be formed on the straight line. Linear pair angles will be formed on the straight line. Then only when you add that angles, you will get 180 degree. Okay children. So if you find it difficult to give the answer on seeing this figure, you can separately draw. See, from this figure you separately take and draw COE and EOD and check whether you are getting a linear pair or not. Okay. Now next question, BOD and DOA are supplementary. So BOD means BOD and DOA means DOA. Yes, this also form a supplementary. If you want, I'll draw. This is BOD means like this, you will get an angle BOD. Next DOA means then it will form a straight line, and OD will be the common arm, and the angles formed on the straight line. So when you add up, you will get 180 degree. Supplementary means what? 180 degree. So yes, they form the BOD and DOA are supplementary angles. When you add that two angles, you will get 180 degree. Then what is the next question? Is angle 1 vertically opposite to angle 4? Look at here. Angle 1, what is the vertical opposite angle? 4. Yes, so they are vertically opposite angles. Next question. What is the vertical opposite angle of 5? So what are the vertical opposite angles for 5? You have two angles, right? 2 and 3. So you can write 2 and 3, or you can write COB. You can write 2 and 3, angle 2 and 3, or else you can write COB. That is also correct answer. Okay. Look at here. 5. What is the angles here? You have 2 and 3. So which angle is here? 2 and 3. COB. So you can write that COB, or you can write 2 and 3. Now let's see the answer. Look at here. Yes, AOC I have given with the explanations. There I have explained it. So I have given here with an explanation. So you can just go through it. While you're studying, just go through this one. Okay, so why have written supplementary? So non-common arms, they don't have an common arm, like all the clear definitions I have given here. So when it asks for 1 mark question, you can write yes or no. So when I ask with an explanation, you can write the explanations also. Okay, children. So if you want to write the explanation part, then you have to be very clear with the definitions. So you want to know what is a linear pair, what is an adjacent angle, what is supplementary, what is complementary. So be thorough with the definitions. When you do this problem, when you come to the exercise problems, we are going to implement all the definitions what you have learned in this chapter. So that time when you say identify the adjacent angle, you should not blink, because you should know what is adjacent angle. Adjacent angle means you will have a common vertex point, you will have a common arm, and you will have non-common arms. So what is linear pair? When you add the two angles, you should get 180 degree. So angles mostly will be formed on the straight line. So whether I am asking it's a supplementary angle means also when you add the two angles, you should get 180 degree. So 180 degree we can say as a straight angle, right? So always angles will be formed on the straight line. So this is all the small tricks you have to keep in mind when you do this problem. So it is easy to identify. Vertically opposite angle means opposite to that. So here in this, what is a vertical opposite angle of 4? What is a vertical opposite angle of 4 from this figure? Identify, children. What is a vertical opposite angle? 1, right? 1 is a vertically opposite angle for 4. So for 5, what are the vertical opposite angles? 2 and 3. So we can write COB. We can write the angle COB. Okay. So this is some of the tips you have to keep in mind. When you are thorough with the definition, it is easy to write the answers. Okay. Now let's see the next part. The next question is, find the values of the angles x, y and z in each of the following. So they have given the figure. From this we want to find the value of x, y and z. So here, so what is an opposite angle of 55 degree? What is an opposite angle of 55 degree? X, right? So already we know that opposite angles are vertically opposite angles are equal, right? Vertically opposite angles are equal. We have studied this. So what is the vertically opposite angles of 55x? So we can write directly x is equal to 55 degree. We can write x is equal to 55 degree. Why we are writing x is equal to 55 degree? Because we know that vertically opposite angles are equal. So now we have found out the value of x. Now look at here, you can see a straight line, right? And you have this common point, then you have a common arm. So the angles formed here are 55 degree and y. So this is a linear pair. This is a linear pair. Linear pair means 55 degree plus y. The total answer will be equal to 180 degree. Linear pair means when we add this 55 degree and y, you should get 180 degree. So we can write 55 degree plus y is equal to 180 degree. Then it is by using the equation method you can find out the value of y, right? Is it clear, children? Linear pair means 55 degree plus y is equal to 180 degree. That is linear pair. The angles formed is on the straight line. Look at here, a straight line and two angles are 55 degree and 1. So look at here, children. X is equal to 55 degree. How we are writing? Because we know that vertically opposite angles are equal. Now 55 degree plus y is equal to 180 degree. We are applying here linear pair. Now solve it. Y is equal to 180 degree minus 55 degree. So y is equal to 125 degree. So we got y is equal to 125 degree. So what is a vertical opposite angle of y here? From this figure find out what is a vertically opposite angle of y? Z. So Z is equal to 125 degree. Y is equal to Z. Why? Opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So we can write Z is also equal to 125 degree. Therefore, we have found out the value of x. What is the value of x? 55 degree. What is the value of y? 125 degree. And what is the value of z? 125 degree. Is it clear, children? So this is how we want to find out the values by seeing the figure. So here we will be applying vertically opposite angles. In some problems you will use adjacent angles. So all these, that's why be thorough with the definitions. Be thorough with the basic topics and basic introduction part of chapter 5. So it will be easy to do the exercise problems. Now let's see the second problem. The second part, we have to find the value of x, y and z. So in this figure, can you find out the value of x? How you will find out the value of x? So look at here, children. Here you have a straight line. Can you see here a straight line? So this, if we can take this as a straight line. So what are the angles formed in the straight line? 40 degree, x and 25 degree. That will be equal to, when you add up, that will be equal to 180 degree. Why? Because the angles are formed on the straight line. Straight line, what is an angle? 180 degree. So by applying this straight line, 40 degree plus x plus 25 degree is equal to 180 degree. Do the calculation, you will get the value of x. We will get the value of x. Then can you see here another one straight line? This straight line. So what are the angles formed in this straight line? Y and 40. 40 and y. So y plus 40 is equal to 180 degree. Y plus 40 is equal to 180 degree. By solving an equation, you will get the value of y. Next, can you see another one straight line, the same straight line. So what are the angles formed here for z? So first we will find out x and y, then we will see the z. Otherwise you will get confused. So 40 degree plus x plus 25 degree is equal to 180 degree, because straight line, the angles formed on the straight line, 40 plus x plus 25 degree. Solve it. 40 plus 25, you are getting 65. So x plus 65 degree is equal to 180 degree. Bring the 65 to the right hand side. So 180 degree minus 65 degree. You will be getting x is equal to 115. So we got x is equal to 115 by applying the straight line property. Now 40 degree plus y is equal to 180 degree. Linear pair. Now 180 degree minus 40, you will be getting the value of y. Next you want to find out z. Y plus z. How you are writing y plus z? How you are writing y plus z, children? Look at here, you have a straight line like this and you have like this. Here you have y and here you have z. So here also you have a straight line, you have a common vertex point. We'll take this as O, common vertex point, common arm. So in a straight line, two angles are formed. This is linear pair, right? So y plus z is equal to 180 degree. So if you find it difficult to find it from this figure, you can separately draw like this. Okay, then it will be easy for you. That is your wish. Those who can find it from the main figure, you can write it from there, or else if you find it difficulty at the side, you can draw like this and you can write it out. No problem. Okay, children. So y plus z is equal to 180 degree. What is y? Already we have found out y. Y is 140 degree. So in the place of y, substitute 140 degree plus z is equal to 180 degree. Then 180 minus 140, z is equal to 40 degree. Okay, so we have found out x, y and z. For x we are applying straight line property and we are finding out. Then for y we are applying linear pair, and for z also we are applying the linear pair and we are finding the values. Is it clear, children? Now let's see the next topic. The next heading is pair of lines. We are going to study about different definitions, okay, for pair of lines. The first one is intersecting lines. The first one is intersecting lines. Two lines L and M intersect if they have a point in common. So if two lines meet at one point, so that is a common point. This common point O is a point of intersection. So we can give different names. So here, for example, I am drawing one line, the next line I am drawing. So here, which is an intersecting point, children? Intersecting point means this one. This point we can say it is an intersecting point. So this is two lines, we can name it as L. This intersecting point we can take it as O, and the second line we can take it as M. So here two lines L and M, they intersect at one point. What is that point? The name I have given here, O. So that is the intersecting point of this line. So that O is common for L and O is common for M. For the two lines L and M, what is the common point? O. So this is known as intersecting lines. Understood, children? So if I am asking define intersecting line, means you can draw two lines and you can name it and you can write the common point. Okay, now let's see the next definition. The next definition is transversal. A line that intersects two or more lines at a distinct point is called a transversal. So take two lines and one lines meet at the passes through the two lines. So take two lines and the third line that passes through the other two lines is known as transversal. So look at here. I am drawing one line and second one, and the third one passes through the first one and second one. Okay, I can name the first line as L, second one M, and the third one P. So we can say P is a transversal. Why we can say P is a transversal? Because the P passes through L and M. Okay, P passes through L and M. So what is a transversal, children? So take two lines, a line that intersect two or more lines. A line that intersect two or more lines at a distinct point. So here P meet at this point for the first line, and again P meet at this point for the second line. So this is a line that passes through the two lines and they have an intersecting point here. A line that intersects two or more lines. So P is intersecting L and M, two or more lines. So I can draw again third line, fourth line, fifth line, no problems. For example, I have drawn here two lines L and M, and the third line P, that is known as transversal, it passes through the line L and M. So a distinct point. So here this I have circled now. This is the intersecting point for the first line, and the second one for M, this is an intersecting point. So transversal means what? A line that intersect two or more lines. So here I have drawn two lines. You can draw three or four. So two or more lines at a distinct point. So at one point they have passes. They are intersecting. At one point they are intersecting, right? For L and M there is an intersecting point. So P passes through them. So anyway you will have an intersecting point, right? So that is known as a transversal. So this is known as transversal. So we have seen two definitions today. What are the two definitions? The first one is intersecting lines and second one about transversal lines. Now you can identify what is intersecting and what is transversal. So based on this, the next section we are going to do the problems. Okay, children. So now keep in mind what is meant by intersecting, and what is meant by transversal. Okay. So the remaining problems we will be seeing in the next section, children. Okay, children, thank you. Have a nice day. Please watch your YouTube classes and read your textbook and complete your classwork note. And see you in the next section. Bye bye.